What's up everyone on the internet? Thank you for making this video part. I'm so excited to upload this one for you guys because for this video we're going to be taking a look at another classic horror film that I love to watch every year, and that would be The Shining. Man, 2015 was a really good year for me because not only did I watch Alien for the first time, but I also watched The Shining for the first time. And I gotta tell you, that movie has stood the test of time. So The Shining was released back in 1980, which is basically about Jack Nicholson and his family taking care of the Overlook Hotel from winter and into spring. All the while, cabin fever begins to set in. Honestly, when this whole quarantine started, I really wanted to watch The Shining, and I think after the first couple months, I was actually showing off several symptoms of cabin fever. So if I'm ever stuck in a place with no Wi-Fi or no human contact, I'll probably start talking to the wall within the first 2 weeks. But anyway, I love The Shining, and I love how the movie dabbles in psychological horror as we're watching Jack Torrance descend into madness. And I also love how the movie touches a little bit of supernatural horror because, as it turns out, the hotel is haunted. At the same time, we also have Wendy Torrance, who's basically the stereotypical damsel in distress. But to be fair, if I was in her shoes, I'd probably freak out too if I saw someone go stir crazy. And finally, we have Danny Torrance, who has The Shining, which is basically the ability to read minds. So The Shining opens up with them driving through the mountains to get to the Overlook Hotel. And I actually remember, as a kid, my introduction to The Shining was actually through The Simpsons, because there's actually a Treehouse of Horror episode where they actually do a spoof of the entire movie. So when I saw The Shining for the first time, I had sort of a grasp as to what it was going to be about. But as the movie opens up, the score just takes my breath away as it sets the overall tone for the entire movie. Boom, 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 boom. And this score really suits well for the movie because it makes you believe that you're walking into a hotel lobby, and it also makes you believe that Jack Nicholson's character is about to go crazy. And during the opening score, you hear this weird vocal singing that kind of tells you that supernatural forces are going to be a part of this film. I don't think I can recreate it, but let me give it a try. Fair warning, you might want to lower the volume for this next part. Okay, my throat hurts right now. But anyway, I'm gonna say this right now, that is one of my favorite scores from any horror film. Going back to the movie, obviously one of the things that creeped me out the first time when I saw The Shining was actually during the first act of the film, which is the scene where we see Danny in the middle of the hallway looking at two little twin girls going, "Come play with us, Danny." Followed by a quick edit to one single frame that only lasts for about a second, so if you blink, you miss it. But in that one frame, you see both the girls lying dead in the middle of the hall with blood splattered everywhere. So while you have those two little girls haunting Danny, you also have Mr. Grady, who was the caretaker before Jack and is kind of manipulating him into trying to murder his whole family, just like how Mr. Grady did to his family before Jack came along. Because as we watch the movie, as we see Jack slowly go crazy, if at any point he was starting to back out of it, Mr. Grady was the one pulling him back in. And as we get into the third act of the movie, that's when the axe comes out. And I remember the following scene where we see Danny walk into the room where Wendy is, and he just locks the door to where we see him just repeat the word red rum, and writes it on the door. Then he goes over to his mom and starts screaming, "Red rum, red rum, red rum." And I remember when I first saw it, I was like, "Dude, kid, shut up, man, I'm trying to sleep." And then we look at the mirror to where the camera zooms in on the door's reflection to where we see the word murder spelled out. Holy crap, that blew my mind for the first time, because when I first saw it, I was like, oh crap, oh my god, oh my god. Okay, this movie was released back in 1980, and that one scene shocked me 35 years later. That just shows you that this movie has stood the test of time. And then we get one of the most iconic lines in all of film. "Here's Johnny." I will say, while I love watching Wendy scream for her life, she should have drove that knife when Jack peeked his face through the cracked door. Okay, one of the moments that made me jump out of my seat is when we see someone come to the rescue, and as this person's walking through the hotel, we know that Jack is hiding somewhere, but we don't know where. And as this person's walking through the hotel lobby, from behind a pillar, Jack comes swinging in with his axe, giving the most blood-curdling scream. I remember watching that for the first time. It freaked me out. And I gotta tell you, the music really delivers in the third act of the movie. I don't know what kind of instruments they use, but I love how the sound is telling you that the movie is pulling out all the stops as we see just how haunted the hotel really is. And I also like it, the music's telling you that Jack has crossed the point of no return. So overall, I love watching The Shining, and it's one of those movies that deserves to be watched every October. Well, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. That was my overall review for The Shining. If you like what you saw, click the subscribe button so you can always updates from this channel. I'll see you all next time with a brand new video. Bye-bye.